Plaintiff Charmaine Norman Curry met the defendant at work, and they bonded over their Christian beliefs. Charmaine claims she rented a house to the defendant and her husband, but they left without warning and before the lease expired, so she's suing for unpaid rent. Defendant Maria Collison says while living in Charmaine's rental property, she made it clear that she did not care for Maria's husband, and Charmaine often harassed him. Maria denies owing anything for rent.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I met Maria. We worked together at theater, and we kind of bonded because of our Christian beliefs. And
What's your Christian belief?
well, I believe in what's right, Your Honor. My Christian beliefs is do unto others not as they do to you. Just be it.
That ain't how that goes. That's not that
Well, then
scripture.
tell me how
That
it
is
goes.
not the way that scripture goes.
Well, that's, you know what? You can take whatever you want.
Take her to church more often.
No.
Go ahead.
So, okay, Judge, we have a difference of opinion, but I believe in treating people the way you would like to be treated, basically.
Somebody tell me the Bible says you're not supposed to sue.
I'm not suing.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
asking
Well,
for
let's
my money
go.
back, so you can call it whatever way you want.
Well, let's go. Why don't you tell me about your friendship?
I met her at a movie theater. She seemed like a very sweet lady, like she said, a very Christian lady, oriented, family oriented, seemed like she really cared a lot about you. After the matter of the fact, I feel like she put a little wall up against between me and my husband. She just didn't like us after the fact that we moved in, everything else. She has a persona that she's very godly, and sometimes she can come off like she's, I'm not saying that she is, but sometimes like a devil in disguise. So.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And on several instances, there were times that there was a little bit of harassment, a little bit of forthcoming of anger.
About what?
A couple of times she had called to speak to me. I was unavailable to come, and my husband had to answer the phone. She would say that she did not want to speak to me at all, or excuse me, to my husband at all, and that she only wanted to speak with me. Granted, at point in time, I wasn't there, and my husband helps me with a lot of stuff.
You rather her talk to your husband?
Well, I mean, if it's a message or something like that, you got to leave some information. I'm at work,
okay.
I'm unavailable. So.
All right, that's unusual, though. Most women don't want another woman calling and talking to their husband. You say she slips every now and then with her Christianity.
Right.
You the one said it, right? You say she's the devil sometimes. She's the devil in disguise.
Defendant Maria Collison rented a home from the plaintiff, and she claims although the plaintiff acts godly, she is really the devil in disguise.
What other incident has she been angry?
There was one incident where I was unavailable again as well too. She had called, I was actually on a business trip, and she had called to find a Bible, and she needed to also find a gun. She gave my husband a week to find it. She came to the house, very polite when she did come to the house. She was able to get the Bible for my husband, but my husband stated that he was unable to find the gun, and it was like she gave the persona that she didn't believe him. Like we were lying to her, sitting there saying, I can't find this item you're looking for.
$3,400 for unpaid rent. How does she owe you for that?
Well, we basically had a lease that she actually wrote up, and we both went over it and agreed upon it, had it notarized.
Hey, calm down. Don't get angry about it. You had a lease. What were the terms of the lease?
The terms of the lease was from 6 to 9 months, starting from November to July.
Meaning the earliest is 6 months that they could escape the lease.
Right.
And the latest is 9 months.
Correct.
You can only, yeah, all right, good enough.
And she actually moved out the 30th, or I'm not sure, because when I came to pick up the rent, they were already gone, and this was the 30th. So I don't know if they moved out a couple of days of March.
How much per month?
$850.
And moved in once again?
Moved in October the 16th, but started paying rent on November the 1st.
How many months is that to you?
That's 5 months. From November to March is only 5 months.
All right. And the rent was $850?
$850.
So why would they owe more than $850?
Because the lease agreement said from 6 to 9 months.
And what did we just go over? We said a minimum of how much?
The minimum would be 6 months.
How many did they stay?
They stayed 5 months.
So that means they would owe one more.
No, the lease agreement was from 6 to 9 months, and their verbal agreement was to stay until 9 months.
All right, you can't amend a written agreement with a verbal agreement. When did you move?
I moved from my previous apartment into Charmaine's house on October 16th. However, though, with what I agree with is 6 to 9 months, but I moved in October, not November. Granted, I did start paying in November because she gave us the first of October when we moved in. My husband had fixed plumbing. She gave us that pretty much as our compensation for living there for that first month. So October to March is 6 months.
You have anything regarding that compensation? Because that's what you're saying. 1 month we shouldn't pay because he did $850 worth of work?
I mean, I have no bills or anything like that stating it, but I have my husband, Jonathan Collison, who is a witness.
You did $850 worth of work?
There was probably, I guarantee you, not about $850 of work done, but it's one of those if we didn't move in on October 1st.
That was the rent, $850, and you said there was an exchange of 1 month rent for work. That's your defense today.
We weren't there the entire month of October. We moved in the 16th, which the work that he did through the 16th through the 31st of October was about how much work he put into that house.
Oh, you're estimating. Just throwing it out there?
It's, I mean, I don't have an exact, it'd be, what, about $200, maybe $300 in work that he did?
I have no idea.
So,
I have no idea what he did.
He didn't do nothing.
He fixed plumbing.
She said he did nothing.
He didn't do nothing.
He fixed
Those
plumbing.
same holes and stuff are still left in my house.
Plumbing. He also, she promised us that we would have 2 bedrooms.
What was the amount that was to be exchanged for work?
$425 was from the 16th to the 30th.
Is this the first time you're hearing this amount?
It's the first that she's ever said it's that much for.
Okay,
How much
what did
were
you
you
think
paying?
it was for?
As a matter of fact, she did not give us a rough estimate of how much she wanted to
so
have
you all
for
didn't
that.
have an agreement.
Defendant Maria Collison rented a home from the plaintiff, and she claims although the plaintiff acts godly, she is really the devil in disguise.
I'm going to grant her that 1 month rent. You had no agreement on this exchange for repair, and you say they left in 5 months and your minimum was 6 months. So I'll grant you that judgment. $850. Stop being so angry.
Thank you for opportunity you gave us in offering your house, but it's one of those, if I still don't feel like I owed you what I owed you. We were there, like I said, from October to that, and we did at least try to fix it. Granted, it may not have been to your standards, but we did give it our best shot. So thank you for the opportunity you gave us.
And you know what, I have no animosity, no hard feelings for Maria. I know she's a genuinely nice person. She left out a lot of facts with the judge as to our conversation. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're both Christians and we need to learn to forgive and forget. I still have love in my heart for you both.